back to another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show, Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. I'm your host, Damon K. Jones, joined by my brother, A.J. Woodson, and bringing that fresh perspective, Larnaz Kinsey. Every Sunday, we pull back the curtain on the issues shaping our families, our cities, and our future, from health and safety to policy and power. It's because our mission is simple. Put the people first, not the politics. It's going to be Blacktastic. Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaigns, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic. Black America first. Yeah, Black America first. Fix the house, fix the fam, let the blessings burst. Own the land, own the plan, put the people to work, no more mule moves. Got a sweet tooth? Come to Cupcake Cutie Boutique in Mount Vernon, where every day is a reason to celebrate. Fresh homemade cupcakes baked with love. Stop by 8 South 6th Avenue and taste the cuteness today. Gangbangers breaks down how the two-party system operates like a legalized street war for power. Emotional politics, logical failure exposes how emotion has replaced strategy in Black political engagement. Tolerance is for cowards lays out a blueprint for extended policing and community-led public safety rooted in outcomes rather than slogans. 3 signed books, 1 bundle $60. That's a $75 value, and you're getting signed copies included. This isn't left versus right. It's results versus rhetoric. Go to twosteppublishing.com and secure your signed political thought bundle today. It's going to be Blacktastic. Its own economy, under segregation, under discrimination, and under conditions most people today cannot imagine. We built businesses, we built banks, we bought land and property. In the Forgotten Blueprint, Damon K. Jones reveals how Black communities created thriving economic systems from 1800 to 1965, and why that blueprint still matters today. This book challenges the idea that our future depends on politics alone and shows how ownership, family, and enterprise once powered Black prosperity. The blueprint is not lost. We just stopped using it. The Forgotten Blueprint, how Black America built its own economy from 1800 to 1965. On sale now at Two Step Publishing and Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Support independent Black media with style. Rock Black Westchester merch and represent the news with the Black point of view. Every purchase helps us speak truth to power. Thank you to everyone who supported us through Super Chat. Your contributions keep independent media alive and thriving. We couldn't do it without you. For over a decade, Black Westchester Magazine has been giving our community a voice, reporting the stories others ignore, holding power accountable, and making sure the truth about our communities is told by us. But independent Black media only survives when the community supports it.
How you doing, beloved? I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Larnaz, take the floor. Take the floor.
This thing keep freezing. I don't know what y'all said.
Take the floor, Larnaz. Take the floor.
Okay. All right. So we have the wonderful Booker G's on the show with us. He has an amazing re-release of his story. When I bumped into him and I heard his journey, it touched me because I'm in the corrections. I deal with kids. I'm gonna let him speak. I'm gonna let you speak because I have some questions for you that to peel back the layers. So just tell us about your project. Tell us about the book. Tell us how it came about and share a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I created the book 10 years ago. So in 2016, I wrote the book the first time. And that was after me spending 10 years as a juvenile counselor for the Department of Juvenile Justice in the Bronx, the Horizon Juvenile Detention Center. And what happened was that I did a few book signings, I did a few speaking engagements, but it didn't feel like I was getting the support from the publisher and in a lot of ways from the city itself, because initially when I wrote the book, I was interviewed by the Wall Street Journal, I was interviewed by the Daily News, the Post, but they couldn't go through with they couldn't publish the article. And it was almost to the point that I got to do everything outside of the photo shoot, and then they just canceled everything. So they probably got a call from somewhere else.
Right.
Couldn't happen. I'm one guy going up against the system. So it wasn't going to work that way. So what was happening was I ran into another publisher who felt like the book just had legs and felt like this book is just incredible. And there's just so many issues going on in the system that haven't changed in 10 years. And they just felt like we can re-release it. So that's what I did. I re-released the book. And it's an incredible read. I mean, just to tell you a little bit about my background, I'm a graduate of Delaware State University, and I majored in fashion merchandising. So my initial goal was to become a fashion designer, and that's what I started doing. And I started working, independently, doing the underground shows and everything. And then I got an opportunity to work for a clothing company called Rego Sport in California. So they flew me out there, and I worked out there to put together a collection for them back in, I believe it was like 97, 98. And what happened was we were actually, it's kind of a crazy story because their original designer was called Kanai. So it was like he was just doing a BS line for a company, but they weren't moving. So they wanted a real designer to pick it up. And that's where they chose me. So I went out there, flew out to California, flew out to China, put together the collection, flew out to Taiwan, put together the collection. And then when I came back, things changed. And I guess he had a little more power to kind of get them to focus on his stuff. And they didn't feature any of my stuff for the magic show in Vegas. So it didn't happen. You know what I mean? And at the time, my girlfriend, who I eventually married, we had a son, and then I had a daughter, and I was raising two children. And so me and my wife, we opened up a shop in Harlem, and things didn't work out with us. And I had to focus on raising my children. And that's when I said, you know what, I'm gonna have to put the design thing aside right now, and I'm gonna have to focus on raising these two young children because she was no longer in the picture. And then by doing that, I really had to find somewhere to work. Right. I had someone who was in contact with me, lived close to me, who worked for the juvenile justice system, and they told me I can get the job. And that's when the story started. And I started working there. And the book is incredible because being a fashion designer and being someone who's artistic, I found a way to make the book incredibly entertaining because you really get deep into the relationships that I share with the young men that are incarcerated, their struggle, and my struggle to try to uplift them, and what it took for me to empower them in an environment that was incredibly toxic. And this is, backlash from the administration, difficulty just trying to deal with the different personalities of the staff I was working with. And it was just an incredible toxic environment to the point that as much as I would try to do the right thing, the only way to survive in that environment was to get dirty too. And I found myself almost feeling locked up as well. So I started to make decisions that weren't in the best interest of who I was as a person, but it was the only way to survive in that environment. And the sad part about it was I just felt like, as much as I felt like I could help these young people, the environment wouldn't allow me. And it just kept them and kept their minds on being locked up and wanting to go to Rikers. And how many bodies have you had? I speak about one situation where I go into a hall working for the first time, and they're like 7 kids, and they're all murderers, all young murderers under 16.
Mm.
And just being in that setting with kids who kind of move like adults, who really didn't care about their life. It was crazy, because these kids had blood on their hands and they didn't care. And there was some kids that I got close to, and I tried to change their whole mindset on life. The fact that I was a father and I grew up in a single family household. It was just my brother and my mom. So my father passed away in an automobile accident when I was like 4. I knew what it felt like to be raised by just a woman. And most of them didn't have a father, and neither did I. But it wasn't until I became a father that I realized just how important fatherhood is.
That's
I would
right.
share that with these young men, and I would encourage them to do better in life and to make better choices. But it was just sad, because it was just so much. There was so much gang activity. I'd be working on a hall with kids, and I'd feel like I've changed them and I fixed them. And there'd be one kid that was in the blood gang, and I'd take 2 days off, and he'd recruit like 5 kids.
Exactly.
So I have a question. I have a question.
Go ahead.
What do you, from your perspective, what do you feel is one of the biggest flaws within the juvenile justice system?
First of all, I don't even feel like it should exist at all. We don't need a juvenile justice system, okay? Because technically, it's just like a cash cow. They're just making money off of these kids making bad choices. These people in these high positions that run these institutions, they're just getting paid, okay? And it's not helping turn these kids into positive people in society, because all they do is they end up returning, because they'll end up getting a BS lawyer, okay, who's representing them, and the lawyer really doesn't care. So they'll get them some probation deal where it's like, if you end up missing school or something, you're going to get locked back up. So it's like they'll accept it because they just want to get out. But it's almost a setup. And I was asked many times by these kids, what should I do? And I didn't know what to tell them, because it wasn't my decision to make, but it was just so sad how the system was messed up. What I feel is that the alternatives to youth incarceration, okay? Ironically, the Legal Aid Society is working on getting like 3 laws to defend youth offenders, which should help make things better. And around the same time that I wrote the book, that was when the Raise the Age law came out. That was just right after, I think it was Jay-Z. He did the thing on Khalif Browder. He did the documentary on Khalif Browder. And when he did that, that shined a light on the entire system, where they changed it where you can't go to Rikers when you're 17.
Right.
So that kind of helped the situation, but it kind of really didn't, because the same problem still exists today. Because when you go inside those walls, you can't really talk about what goes on. Technically, only I did. You know what I mean? And in a lot of ways, it affected, my ability to find employment, because the city, in a lot of ways, blackballed me. I couldn't really work for the city anymore because they felt like I was a whistleblower. So, which was cool. I worked for nonprofit organizations, and I made a lot of enemies, writing the book. So in a lot of ways, my thing is that, alternative, there just has to be things like, I guess, community-based organizations need to be more involved. It kind of sucks sometimes that they took sports out of certain schools. There's no art, in a lot of schools. Music should be in schools, just to keep kids busy. Because I know for myself, when I played football in high school, it was a way for me to establish discipline and goals, and it just was a good feeling, because you had like you didn't need a gang. You almost had brothers within the people that you played
Right.
ball with.
Absolutely.
And I just feel like more of those things need to be implemented in our community to just keep these kids from joining these gangs. So that was the biggest problem in the building.
Wow. Yeah, man. You know, I commend you for writing a book, and I've been corrections for 33 years, Westchester County. I retired, but I also I understand the politics around that, right?
Yes.
I get it. And I also understand that I've seen it for myself, that they don't want to fix the problem.
No, they don't.
No, because it's too much of a cash cow, right?
Yes.
Everybody gets paid, you know. And I'm going to say around 2020, I'm going to say at least 2020. No, before 2020, 2000, 2005. That's when the medical industry got in it, because now they started labeling everybody with mental problems.
ADHD, no doubt.
Yeah.
ADHD. Yep. I say that in the book too.
All the young kids is taking pills, right?
No doubt.
So it is a cash cow for people. And this is why I don't understand. You know, I do understand, but how do we push back when the people that we're looking for leadership is co-signing a lot of this stuff?
Yes.
You know, and I have a problem. I kept it 100. I kept it 100 at work. I'm like, yo, you got all these young black boys, but you don't have black men teaching them. You have white women. What is a white woman going to tell this young black boy about living in the projects in Mount Vernon? Absolutely not. She never been there, right? So they even kept out black men to come in and talk to the black boys and show them how a man it should be. I was a stepdad for 30 years to many, many, many people, to the point that I'd be in the street with my wife, and she's a detective, and a guy would come up to me, and I used to tell her, if no matter what age is he, if he calls me Mr. Jones, he was locked up. Right? So there's a grown man telling me his life story after he left the jail. Yo, I got a job. I went to school, Mr. Jones. And my wife was like, why is this grown man telling you all this? I said, because he was in my dorm.
Right.
I had to take care of him. I had to make sure he got medical attention. Make sure if he had a problem, if he couldn't talk to his family, he couldn't make phone calls. I had to do all that. So but we don't. But like, we're in a position to help save, but the system don't want them saved, brother.
No, they don't. They don't. They want to keep them that way. And I was witness to this, and I think that what really helped me write the book was my ability to really just document in my head. And I had a pad with me, and it was just something that I used because, you know, as an artist, you kind of need something to do, you know what I mean? Just to keep you from going crazy, you know what I mean? So writing was, it was therapeutic for me, you know, just to be able to just focus on that. You know, I mean, everybody always say, oh yeah, I'm gonna write a book, I'm gonna write a book, I'm gonna write a book. It was me that did it, you know, and I was the one that made that happen. And I feel like once you pick up the book, you will not put it down. It's like Scared Straight soap opera. It's crazy.
It's great.
It's crazy what's going on in there. You know what I mean? I mean from staff, you know, giving out contraband, from staff having sex with kids. Okay?
Exactly.
From you know, supervisors setting up kids. You know, oh, you want to talk tough getting out the van? All right, cool, your blood, send them to the crip hall. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that was happening. You know, and it was unfortunate because I'm saying to myself, these are children. What are we doing? We're Black like them. What are we doing? They did not care.
No.
They did not care. And I'm going to tell you something even deeper. I don't know if I'm going to upset some people, but it seemed like in some ways, and I speak about it in the book, okay, a lot of my supervisors weren't from this country, okay? They were either African, they were either from Panama or something, and I just didn't feel like they respected the African-American man. It's almost like Jim Crow wasn't in their DNA. They didn't understand our struggle. And because of that, they didn't care about us. They didn't care about our kids. Because technically in their country, you talk back, you'll get tied to a tree and probably whipped to death. You know what I mean? But you can't do that here, okay? And that was an issue as well. I mean, listen, I went deep. You know, I covered all bases. You know, the mother that really shouldn't have children. I talked about her. You know what I mean? Just a lot of stuff that goes on within our people and within the community that we have to take responsibility for too.
Exactly. Right.
That's what was going on.
The detention center is the final stage, but there's so many there's so many steps before that we fail as a community to even allow our children to go there. And we still not and we still not talking about that, you know. And Larnez, that goes back to the young man that was at Nan, right? Voicing his frustration to Al Sharpton and all them because they don't see a change in their community, right? They got to deal with going to, you know, because they can't get a job and then they do something stupid and then they end up in a juvenile detention center and they got to go through all this stuff. Like that's real, you know, like that's real. And we really don't have these honest conversations even among elected officials because y'all are in charge. Y'all could change the legislation. Y'all could change how these things run. You could literally put more Black people in there that come in and try to Black psychiatrists. You got these white women psychiatrists. No, that doesn't work. Like all this stuff that they're doing doesn't work. Dude, I've been attacked here in Westchester because I've spoken out about it. So I've said my mind. Why you got these white kids, you know, and they come in, they look at Black kids like they test tube, like they're testers. You know, they bring them in from Westchester County and they're looking at them and tell yo, it's crazy. I'm like, yo, what is going on here?
Right.
Like, you know, so
even worse than that is a lot of these people that are in that position, they don't even have children.
Exactly.
So I don't even know what that would feel like because I'm a father of 3. So it's like the way I look at things as a parent is fathering always. Now, if I didn't have that, how would I look at these kids? You see what I'm saying? So you have these people in this position and they have no children. They don't care. They don't care. They don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I don't know what to do on that end when it comes to like hiring a psychiatrist or the psychologist or even some of the social workers. They don't care.
No, they don't. It's just about money. You know,
well, Damon, you know, I don't think that it's not the jobs being developed in front of these youth, the kids. It's not that. It's the growth in their community and them not being a part of it, right? The growth, because I know I do stuff in the community. My daughter, who is 12, comes around in community and does the work with me, right? People who are in different circumstances may not have the bandwidth, right, to be outside. And if my parents are not outside and my community is on the block just hanging on the corner, and I'm seeing buildings being built, I'm seeing all these new businesses coming up, and I'm seeing it. How can I communicate I want to be a part of that? Right? How can I get attention? Especially if in my home, the only attention I'm shown on how to get is negative attention. It's the tools that I have. It's the information that I have. It's the access to resources that I have.
Right.
If we not
Mhm.
fixing that, if we not coming together,
Oh, you
issue,
froze.
right?
Oh,
Because
froze for a second.
Juvenile, am I frozen still? Can you
No,
hear me?
no, you're good. You're good. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
the prison system, the juvenile detention centers, they're a product.
They are a product. They're a way of making money. I mean, even in the book, I speak about how much it would cost to house one of these kids by day. It was like $406. You know how it is now? 10 years later, it's between 1,300 to 1,500 a day for one of
Mm-hmm.
these kids to be locked up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When are we going to stop investing in that and start investing in education? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right.
That's where it is. But we fail to do that. We just produce criminals instead of producing people that graduate from college. It's a big problem. I'm telling
Right.
you.
Right. I tried to propose here in Westchester that when young men, instead of going to the county jail, at that time they were going to the county jail, you know, make them go to community college. It's cost the same,
Mm.
right? And then if they don't go and get their associate's degree, then you lock them up. But don't
Oh, that's.
if this is their first offense, they ain't killed
Mm-hmm.
nobody, they stole some stuff, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
they ain't beat nobody in the head, they just did something stupid, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
The judge sends them to the Westchester Community College. It costs the same,
The
right?
same.
Or probably less. It probably costs less to send them to
It's got
college.
to cost less. It's got to cost less.
Right? But at the end of the day, it's basically the same cause. So,
Mhm.
all right, I'm going to sentence you to 2 years at Westchester Community College.
That'd be awesome.
You go, you sign up, you come back before the judge, you make sure you got all your paperwork, you got your books. Okay. If you violate, then you're going to jail.
There you go.
So now he actually literally comes out with something that he could use for his future.
Absolutely.
Right? But guess what? That was too radical for them. Oh my God, how are we going to do that? What do you mean, how you going to do that? Y'all are the
Same thing.
legislators. Create the laws. Create the laws.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Create
Exactly.
the laws. I also
Mhm.
tried to get the state to these private companies that make millions of dollars of Black boys and girls being locked up because they got
course.
contracts, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Have them give 10% of their money to community programs to keep
There you
young
go.
people out of jail.
There you go.
But guess what? It scared all the politicians.
That's crazy.
It scared all the politicians, bro. It's crazy. They don't want to fix it.
They really don't. They really don't.
They don't want to fix it.
Yeah, they're making too much money, and at the
Exactly.
time,
They don't live
when
in
I
our
released-
communities though.
at all,
So,
Right.
so
At
why
all.
would they want to fix something in our communities and they don't live there?
and they're making money off of it anyway. So
Mhm.
you know,
Exactly. Now, you know, if you could get all these companies to donate 10%, you know how much we wouldn't be talking about taxing the rich because we'll have the money right here and there to do what we need to do to
yep,
keep young people out of jail.
yep.
You know,
I
but
totally agree.
they don't want to do that, man. Like I've been through the ringer, and I just like y'all don't want to fix it.
No, no. And to be honest with you, I was in the process of writing a second book, something totally not relating to the first. Because in a lot of ways, I'm not going to say that I lost the fight, but it just seemed like it wasn't getting done. It wasn't anything
Right,
I can do
right,
about it. But
right.
then I hooked up with a publisher who said, I got your back. We're going to do this. We're going to put it out. We're going to move it. We're going to do the social media thing. We're going to get it out because the message is huge. There's nobody that has had this experience. I mean, no, people have had this experience. Nobody has written about this
About the
experience the
experience.
way I have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I mean, so much so that I'm actually in talks with people to make this a drama series, the way it's set up.
Exactly. Good.
It's that big.
God
You know,
bless.
and
God
and,
bless.
and that's the initial goal. And you know, God willing to get it out to that level, it would just expose everything. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because
Right.
I'll be on the campaign trail to start shutting these places down,
Exactly.
all over the place. I don't
Exactly.
care. I'm down with it,
Exactly.
because these are our children. I mean, my son is 16, and I know the struggles that he has just trying to avoid the temptation of doing something stupid with one of his friends.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's my
Mhm.
battle now. My oldest son, he's a math teacher. He's graduated. He's got his master's degree. And my daughter, she graduated from
God
Temple.
bless.
So
God
they're
bless.
good. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Right.
this one that I'm worried about because he's the one in the street. He's the one around these knuckleheads. He's the one listening to drill music. That's my problem now.
Right.
Working
Right.
on him. But
Right. Right.
because it's all over the place. I can't
Yeah.
keep them in the house. I can't keep them away from it. It's
Right.
just everywhere.
Right.
Mhm.
And I even speak to that to a degree too in the book. Just how influential hip hop has been in a negative way to what has been
Exactly.
going on because
Exactly.
it makes money, but everything that glitters isn't gold. You know what I'm saying? And we grew up at a time when everything and this is even deeper, and you're gonna love this. Okay, so
Mm.
the book is 22 chapters. Each chapter I start off with a verse from an old school rapper.
Mhm. Look, where AJ at? He at the game. He ain't even here for
No,
that.
no, I'm a
He ain't even here for
first
this.
listen. First chapter. Check this out. I might be old enough to be your dad, but I'll beat you when I'm mad. Call ACS, tell them hold this. I don't control this. I don't claim to. I'm not the nigga that puts his name to anything. Sadat X, turn it up.
Mm.
First chapter. So I'm
Exactly.
coming at everybody with it.
Right.
Let's go. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Right.
Public Enemy, KRS One, Tribe, Jungle Brothers, all of them are in this
Right.
because they
Right.
they they, they represented a time
Mm-hmm.
in my life when the music had a positive spin on life and
Right.
had something to do with
Right.
community involvement, had something to
Right.
do with love of
Right.
self. And I
Right.
wanted to implement that in the book to show these kids that this is what it's about. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
It ain't
I'll be
about
right
the
back.
yachts and
Mhm.
the Hennessy and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's not. You know what I'm saying? You need to make a living and you need to figure out how you're going to change your life and make better choices. So it's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. You'll enjoy it.
Well, I definitely ordered mine when you
You
sent me the
did?
link. I definitely did
Okay.
because I
There
gotta
we
get the
go.
book. I gotta
There we
read
go.
it. So when I
No,
go
you're going.
outside promoting you and I'm talking my
Thank you.
ish, I could be talking it appropriately and
Thank
accurately
you.
according to the book. So
Thank you.
definitely I did because I know you didn't want me to purchase the original. You
No,
wanted me
no, no. Don't even give those
yes.
people money. You know what I mean? It's just actually, I'm trying to get it off because this one, I almost felt like at times that the old publisher just, what turned me on to the new publisher was that when they spoke to me, they read the book. So they
Mhm.
asked me questions about different parts in the book. And we went into discussion about what can be done and what can change and how potentially bringing the book back out could have a positive spin on society. So that's where I'm at.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
Moral trauma,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, I'm still inside, I'm still working in the facility, right? I
Mm-hmm.
deal with moral trauma every single day, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you manage it? And how did you deal with your moral trauma from this situation?
Um, I mean, in a lot of ways, I believe that my upbringing, my mother, the way she raised my brother and I, it sunk in, being a father sunk in. And I realized that, you know, being a part of this toxic environment wasn't healthy for me. And it wasn't like I even described, I had people that I work with that were coming with Bibles. I had people that I work with. This environment was more structured in their own personal lives.
Mhm.
They were just monsters, you know what I mean, on the street and in
Right.
life, and I was just in the middle of all that. How do I figure that out? How do I find a way to fit in, without always being in a situation where I'm trying to make my day easier by making someone else's day harder, and because there's always going to be somebody that's going to try to make your day harder.
Right.
So how can
Right.
I do that without hurting people, but at the same time, keep myself from being hurt? Because I mean, it got to a point where if I didn't like a kid, I would tell my kids to pack him up. I don't want to see him here tomorrow. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they would pack him up, and that would be it, because it was just easier than me personally putting my hands on kids. Because these kids will probably get locked up for a day or something, or lose a day of activities, and then they're back out. Me, I do something wrong, I bend up a kid the wrong way, I'm out suspended. There's an investigation. So
Right.
it just
Right.
became easier to give a kid an extra snap to get a kid off the hall. And then I just said, well, what am I doing? Say,
Right.
like these are children. It's someone's child. Why I wouldn't want anybody to do this to my children. And I just think that I was able to refocus my life. I did a lot of soul searching. I did a lot of writing. And that allowed me to balance my life and to get back to who I was morally as a person.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to maintain who you are in a system like that.
Big time.
When I started, it was mostly, you ran with that until maybe some senior officers will pull you back and say, hey, that's not the way to go.
Right.
But
Right.
in the era that I came up, the senior officers, the black ones, they came out of the civil rights movement, Black Power movement. The mindset was different.
Yes.
But they were on their way out.
Right.
Right. So the mindset was different. And as years go, I saw the mindset change in the department, to maybe that I was the oddball, right?
Okay.
Because I was always vocal, even out in the community. So when I came to work, I would have a press conference about police brutality and then come to work.
Oh, wow. That's dope. Okay.
Come to work and look them in the face, and they say, "Oh man, this guy's racist." And then the black officers are scared to talk to me. They tell the new black officers, "Yo, don't talk to DK, man. He's a problem," and this and that. But when they got into trouble, guess who they called? Right?
Called you.
Right. They called me. Yo, DK, is the union doing the right thing? Is this that? Right? So it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy. But the craziness was to see even black officers, not support what I was doing unless they got into trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless they got into trouble. And I saw the youth program go from something positive, where it was boot camp structure, where the older black officers were involved, right? Till it became almost a business, because we had something they call post bid, right? So after 4 consecutive years on the job, you're able to pick a post, and you can have that post for the rest of your career.
Oh, wow.
Right? But of course, the senior officers get the better post, right? So our whole thing was there was a group of black male senior officers that could retire. And they were like, listen, we want to go down to the boot camp. Older black men, younger black men. We want, and the thing was like, well, you got to give your post bid up. Like, dude, I've been here 33 years. Why am I going to give my post bid up? Like, I felt that was a way to keep us out.
Yes.
Instead of saying, hey, man, we'll rotate a schedule, we'll work it in. Then they said, well, if you don't want to be part of the program, you go back to your post bid. I said, we're volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
right? You're not forcing us. And
Right.
the program went downhill.
Mm.
The program went downhill to the new. They put the rookie officers in that really didn't know the job. They shouldn't have been in there.
Mm-hmm.
They put a big
Right.
screen in there and a PlayStation, and
Oh,
the kids
wow.
sat there all day playing PlayStation
Wow.
or have
Wow.
iPads. And I said, how are you going to change these kids? You know, they're living better than they are doing in the project.
Exactly. It's almost like you're encouraging them to stay.
Exactly.
I talk about that too. It's like you. I mean, what are we doing? We got movie night. We got yoga. We got popcorn machines. What are we doing? We turn this into Disney World? Why would a kid want to leave? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we teaching them not to be here? You know what I'm saying? They go into the street. They got 3 meals in their own room. Why would they want to go and share a room with like 5 brothers?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it was just a moneymaker. A big money maker. That's all it is. It's a big money maker.
Wow.
You know? And I definitely can appreciate a lot of those older dudes that were a part of the civil rights movement, because it was those dudes that really kept me together too. Those are the ones that told me to focus on my pension, to focus on my retirement, to focus on what health care to get. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was telling me that. But they were, you know, and when those guys go, who's talking?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. You know
Nobody.
what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I tried to pass on the same, and they was too busy trying to look like drug dealers. You know, and I was like, you know what? Y'all don't even get it. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Once I got 55, I'm like, yo, I put the paperwork in. I'm going because nobody, y'all don't want to listen. Now everybody complaining. And I said, well, I was trying to tell y'all for the last 10 years, man.
Well,
you know,
even getting so in my facility, right? Maybe the next 5 years, we gonna have people with at least 15 or less inside, right? All the people that got 30, 40 years, they're going to be out in the next 5 years, right? Next 5 years. So I was having a conversation. The facility that these new people know ain't the same facility that we started in, right? So they don't know the changes. They don't know the trial and error that we dealt with these patients. Right? Because when it comes to us, they're no longer inmates, they're patients. Right? And explaining that to them, they're like, no, if it's wrong, it's wrong. But I'm like, no, it's your lens. So what is occurring here happened in sections. Like this specific individual had a whole budget for his behavior, right? The person you seeing right now is we trained the person to control themselves through this equipment, redirection, being there, caring, washing them. Like so many things go into it. So now these new staff that are there, they're like, oh, we ain't supposed to
froze.
be doing that. Nah, but we are, right? No, because we got to work with them every day. No, because at the end of the day, and I don't know if you had this mentality also, Damon, there's more of them than it is of us, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to make sure that I care for the people that I'm engaging with on a daily basis. Because I know if I get into something, who going to step up?
Right.
Because when you have a loud mouth, which I do, and I'm like, no, that's wrong. No, I'm not doing that. Like, no, hold on, you being too aggressive. You're doing this. They kind of isolate you and say, oh, she don't do nothing in front of her.
Right.
Don't do this. Don't do that.
Right.
Don't get caught out there with this.
Right.
And they
you froze
definitely
up.
try to line you up. That's why one of the reasons I asked about, am I frozen again?
No, you're
I'm about to punch my computer.
Man, it's just New York State. They just so behind on everything.
Well, okay, let me wrap this up because look, we got about 10 minutes left. So I
Okay.
want to say
Yes.
thank you for sharing your story, because I
Yes.
know this is a testimony that many people carry and don't have the confidence, don't have the words, don't
Yes.
have the courage to
Right.
stand 10 toes down and share this story and make this
Hmm.
kind of impact. So first, I
Froze up
want to say
again.
thank you,
No,
right?
without it, but
Second,
thank you.
can we
Mhm.
only find this book on Amazon? You got to share that.
It's on barnesandnoble.com. I'm working on it, getting into the stores, especially the ones especially the Barnes and Noble up on Central Avenue, because I did a book signing there when
Okay.
I first released the book. So I'm gonna get it back out there. Then, I have connections all over the city, all over the state, in Binghamton and Long Island, to get it in the stores there. But it's definitely available online, without a doubt. Amazon, barnesandnoble.com, Books A Million. It's available. Yes. Locked up and put away. Got to get
Mhm.
it, bro.
Definitely.
You know what I'm
I'm getting
saying?
it. I'm definitely gonna get it, brother. And
You know what I'm
we're gonna
saying?
talk, man. We're gonna talk.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what's crazy? I just want to share this because like technology has moved so far along
Right.
now and everything. And I really encourage people to read, but I wanted to hear the book read back to me. So I got one of these programs where I actually had Snoop read the book to me. Yo, let me tell you something. It felt like I was listening to a movie. I was
Wow.
like, oh, yo, like this is, my ideal person to probably read my book to me would probably be Rakim, because I just,
Right.
that was my favorite artist. But
Right.
yo, listen to Snoop, just put it like right there. Like it was being narrated while it was just like it was a movie that I had my eyes closed to. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's
So
dope. That's dope.
listen, you gotta get it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna enjoy it.
Absolutely.
I'm actually connecting with a lot of the artists in the book that I didn't do last time, to like take a picture with the book and post it. So I got some cats lined up.
Good, good,
Unfortunately,
good.
Africa Bambaataa passed away,
Yes,
but one of the
yeah.
guys at Soul Sonic Force, his name is Mr. Biggs. He got the book, so he's gonna
Good,
post
good,
something right now. And then I got, Mike G, the Jungle Brothers, gonna do something.
good,
Someone from De
good,
La Soul. So I'm trying to
good.
trying
God
to
bless.
bring it back out, and if you
Absolutely.
guys know of any community organizations that need me to speak to any of the kids, let
Yeah.
me know. That's what I'm down for.
All right. All right. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got you, because I'm trying to do something in Mount Vernon for the kids, man. And
Let's
it'd
make
be
it
definitely.
happen.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, man.
I
And
thank both of you for having me. It was a pleasure being here.
yes, it's a pleasure having you. Pleasure, brother. So have a great one, man. We're gonna end
No
this out,
doubt.
man. And thank you for coming on again, man. We'll
Yes.
be in touch.
Yes.
We'll be in touch.
All
Definitely.
right. Thank you
All
And
so
right.
when
much.
when you popping out on Central Ave,
Hmm.
Yeah,
Barnes
let
and
us know.
Nobles, you gotta
I'll
let
let
us
it
Let us know.
out.
know so we can come,
Absolutely.
we can report
Let us
it, we can
know.
let our people
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
brother. Have
All
a
right.
blessing.
Y'all take care. Thank you. Peace.
And that's it, y'all.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. I
You
want
didn't
to
hear
thank
what they were saying,
everybody
did
for
you?
watching.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for watching.
Mhm.
The People Before Politics Sunday Rundown. And remember, tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Meatless Mondays is back. Meatless Mondays is back. Check it out at 11 a.m. And then at 8 p.m., you got Why Homeownership Remains the Foundation of Economic Power and Generational Wealth with Erica King, president of the Westchester National Association of Realtors. And I think I said the name right.
Mhm.
Erica King. And don't forget to check out the video that's up now. Roland Martin's anti-Black narrative is gatekeeping.
Mm.
Check that out. And there will be a video of the whole thing that happened at the National Action Network too. But we had a great discussion about that too. So we're out of here. Lanez, you got anything to say?
No. Great conversation. Great night. Great wrap up.
Exactly.
Definitely waiting for my book to come in the mail, because when he sent me the link, I already ordered my book.
Yeah, I gotta order it.
We might have to have a book club started
Exactly.
just to talk about the book, because this book looks definitely interesting. And just with having discussions with Booker G's several weeks before this date, very eye-opening, very knowledgeable, and very resourceful with giving alternative skills, ways, resources to our youth. So I just want to say go get his book. And we'll see you next week.
All right, y'all. We are out of here.
Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaigns, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic. Got a sweet tooth? Come to Cupcake Cutie Boutique in Mount Vernon, where every day is a reason to celebrate. Fresh homemade cupcakes baked with love. Stop by 8 South 6th Avenue and taste the cuteness today. Gangbangers breaks down how the two-party system operates like a legalized street war for power. Emotional politics, logical failure exposes how emotion has replaced strategy in Black political engagement. Tolerance is for cowards lays out a blueprint for extended policing and community-led public safety rooted in outcomes rather than slogans. 3 signed books, one bundle $60. That's a $75 value, and you're getting signed copies included. This isn't left versus right, it's results versus rhetoric. Go to twosteppublishing.com and secure your signed political thought bundle today. It's going to be Blacktastic. Its own economy, under segregation, under discrimination, and under conditions most people today cannot imagine. We built businesses, we built banks, we bought land and property. In The Forgotten Blueprint, Damon K. Jones reveals how Black communities created thriving economic systems from 1800 to 1965 and why that blueprint still matters today. This book challenges the idea that our future depends on politics alone and shows how ownership, family, and enterprise once powered Black prosperity. The blueprint is not lost. We just stopped using it. The Forgotten Blueprint, how Black America built its own economy from 1800 to 1965. On sale now at Two Step Publishing and Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Support independent Black media with style. Rock Black Westchester merch and represent the news with the Black point of view. Every purchase helps us speak truth to power. Thank you to everyone who supported us through Super Chat. Your contributions keep independent media alive and thriving. We couldn't do it without you. For over a decade, Black Westchester Magazine has been giving our community a voice, reporting the stories others ignore, holding power accountable, and making sure the truth about our communities is told by us. But independent Black media only survives when the community supports it. If you believe in real journalism, community accountability, and keeping Black voices strong in local news, we need your help. Your donation helps us continue covering the stories that matter: politics, education, justice, and economic empowerment right here in Westchester. Support Black media, support Black truth, support Black Westchester Magazine. Donate today and help keep Black media alive. Thank you for watching another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show. Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. We appreciate every single one of you who tuned in, commented, shared the stream, and joined the conversation. Your support is the reason independent Black media continues to thrive and speak truth without fear. Every week, we show up to bring clarity, accountability, and real community insight to the stories that matter. And you show up with us. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or X, We want you to know that your voice, your engagement, and your presence make this platform stronger. Thank you for rocking with Damon K. Jones, AJ Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as we break down the issues that many outlets ignore. And thank you for supporting a space where Black thought, Black leadership, and Black truth-telling still matter.